Technology has always been part of everyday modern society. It has given us so much that life seemingly cannot go on without them. One thing that we cannot deny is the fact that it affected every single aspect of life and society in general. And one of those aspects we are talking about is art. The most widely encountered form of this kind of art are digital imaging, video game art, motion graphics, interactive, and tradigital art. Digital imaging or digital image acquisition is the creation of digital images, typically from a physical scene. The term is often assumed to imply or include the processing, compression, storage, printing, and display of such images. The most usual method is by digital photography with a digital camera, but other methods are also employed. Digital imaging is the future of photography. Its use ranges from storing memories, weather forecasts, and even tourism. What is shown here are digital landscapes of Unosagi, Japan. These digital images are incorporated into an anime show as part of their efforts in boosting tourism. Digital imaging also include digital painting, but this is more of like tradigital art. Motion graphics is the art that uses video footage and animation technology to create the illusion of motion or a transforming appearance. These motion graphics are usually combined with audio for use in multimedia projects. The art heavily relies on computer science and software engineering for its advancements. Motion graphics continue to evolve as an art form with the incorporation of sweeping camera paths and 3D elements. Most application of motion graphics are on movies and games. Motion graphics extend beyond the most commonly used methods of frame-by-frame footage and animation. This is because computers are capable of calculating and randomizing changes in imagery to create the illusion of motion and transformation. The most common programs used in developing motion graphics are Adobe After Effects, Adobe Flash, and 3D Studio Max. Electronic music is music that employs electronic musical instruments and electronic music technology in its production. In general, a distinction can be made between sound produced using electromechanical means and that produced using electronic technology. One common tool in producing electronic music are synthesizers. Electronic music was once associated almost exclusively with Western art music, but from the late 1960s the availability of affordable music technology meant that music produced using electronic means became increasingly common in the popular domain. Today, electronic music includes many varieties and ranges from experimental art music to popular forms such as electronic dance music, like the one being shown. An art game or art house game is a video game that is designed in such a way as to emphasize art or whose structure is intended to produce some kind of reaction in its audience. Art games typically go out of their way to have a unique, unconventional look, often standing out for aesthetic beauty or complexity in design. It is important to note that art game and game art are two different things, as game art typically refers to the digital art and motion graphics that comprise the game. In an art game, however, the focus is in the art itself. Tradigital art, most commonly referred to as animation art, is the art that combines both traditional and computer-based techniques to implicate an image. Tradigital art is the blending of traditional art with digital art. It is created by using a black and white traditional medium such as pen and ink, brush and ink, scratchboard or clayboard. The art is then scanned into the computer where it is given a life of color using a very powerful graphic software application, which most often is Adobe Photoshop. Animation or digital art is by far one of the most successful forms of digital art. It even managed to be a multi-million-dollar industry across the globe. Digital art has literally evolved the world of art, mixing two complex worlds into one simple idea. Combined with motion graphics, digital arts come to life like what we see in animation and movies. Another forms of digital art are digital printing and digital creatives. The Wall Street Journal even referred to them as the voice of tomorrow, contrasting them with both traditionalists and digitalists. The world of digital art is always changing. Newer methods of fusing 2D and 3D art is rapidly developing. Because of this, digital art is now intertwined with the world of digital imaging and motion graphics. The idea, however, remains simple, and that is to provide the world with a new kind of art, one that is both old and new. Interactive art is a form of installation-based art that involves the spectator in a way that allows the art to achieve its purpose. Some installations achieve this by letting the observer or visitor walk in, on, and around them. Some others ask the artist to become part of the artwork. Interactive art installations are generally computer-based and frequently rely on sensors, which gauge things such as temperature, motion, proximity, and other meteorological phenomena that the maker has programmed in order to elicit responses based on participant action. In interactive artworks, both the audience and the machine work together in dialogue in order to produce a completely unique artwork for each audience to observe. However, not all observers visualize the same picture. Because it is interactive art, each observer makes their own interpretation of the artwork, and it may be completely different than another observer's views. Interactive digital art is sometimes referred to as augmented or virtual reality. This technology is currently being developed especially for game consoles like Nintendo Wii. The beauty of virtual reality is used by many industries as advertisements like the one shown. Digital art has grown very complex throughout the years. And as technology continues to provide artists and software engineers with further capabilities, more advancements are expected in the field of digital art. This new era of art will continue to expand, and so the works of visual artists will soon be overcome with the works of virtual artists. Virtual, rather than visual art, will become the means of art in the near future.